Hello, everybody. No pew 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 tonight because I don't want to start a gunfight and not have my backup here. So, I know gunfights are never good, but they're really not good when you don't have any backup. So, with that being said, that's why there's no pew pew. So, how is everybody doing this wet and rainy evening? I don't know if you can hear the rain, but the Lord has blessed us with rain again here on the homestead. So who all do we have in here tonight? Let's see. Geeky Gardens, Duncan, Mimsies, Anita, Teresa, Mama Mitzi, Breakaway. What's going on, Patrick? Geeky Gardens, Broussard, Cecilia, Wanderlust, Diane at Justin's Acres, Two Family, Cattywampus in the house, whoop whoop. There's something happening with Cattywampus, y'all. Y'all, if you're not subscribed to Cattywampus, you are missing out. They got some stuff going on over there. Woo! Murray McMurray Hatchery just subscribed. What's going on, Murray McMurray Hatchery? Murray McMurray subscribes, and Robin ain't here to save me. Will Abbott, what's going on? So, before we even really get started, I just want to go ahead and apologize in case I say anything I'm not supposed to say. Because Robin's not here, and she usually pinches me when I'm about to say something that she thinks I'm not supposed to say. And so, that being said, my filter is not here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. What's up, Murray McMurray? And, So, everybody say a big hello to Murray McMurray Hatchery. Murray McMurray joined the Big Bear family this year. They are our new sponsor for this year with big plans, hashtag big plans for 2020. And we are so excited to have them aboard. Funny thing, I think it's funny. Robin, not so much. Me personally, I absolutely I think it is absolute. I cried. I absolutely cried laughing. Because, and this is why, Robin has been sweating bullets for her Murray McMurray Hatchery catalog. I mean, checking the mailbox like twice a day, walking around the front gate in case the mail person left it with a package and it fell out. And she has just been going out of her mind waiting for this catalog. Now, some of you guys know the same thing happened with her Baker Creek catalog, the whole seed catalog. And we honestly think that our mail person we got a new mail person, and I think she's starting to get into the homesteading lifestyle. And so I think she took the catalogs, both of them. Well, Robin is in Pennsylvania at her grandmother's services. Her grandmother's services was today. And I've been kind of in contact with my wife all day. I think she's doing okay. If not, she's become a very good storyteller, and she's not wanting me to worry. But they had the service today. Grandma Yarsky was cremated, and so they had the services for everybody to say goodbye today. So Robin left out of here Thursday afternoon. She had to go to Greenville, and she has a wonderful story that goes along with her trip. I'm not going to spoil it. I think it'll be better coming from her. That one almost had me crying also. But Friday afternoon, I had to run some errands and stuff when I went to the mailbox. And y'all, guess what was in the mailbox? The McMurray catalog. And so Robin has been at the mercy of her family this week. She flew in, and her wonderful Aunt Cindy has been pretty much taking care of her. Now, Aunt Cindy is Robin's godmother, I think, or Aunt Cindy's husband, Uncle David, is Robin's godfather. I don't know. They kind of just, it's a big thing. But anyway, so of course, with Robin's parents, both of them being with the Lord now, Aunt Cindy takes care of Robin. And so they were riding around, and I said, I sent Robin a text message. I said, now this is funny. That's all I said in the text message. And then I snapped a picture of the catalog. And she texted me back, "Are you freaking kidding me?" But me being the supportive, loving husband that I am, I haven't looked at the catalog. Not one little bit. Figured we would, unlike her, where she completely monopolizes these catalogs when they come in. I haven't looked at it. Not one little bit. Nope. Not me. And if you believe that, I got some property I want to sell you in Arizona. You can see the ocean. So I know she's excited to get home now, and it's not because she misses me. It's because she wants to look at that McMurray catalog. Now I know she said she misses me in the chat. Yeah. She wants to look at that catalog. And let me tell y'all something. I've been married to this woman for 14 years. For 14 wonderful, glorious years. This woman is my best friend. Can't picture my life without her. With that being said, if I don't show up to that airport to pick her up with that catalog, you're talking to a dead man right now. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. So she will get to look at that catalog on the way home from the airport, and I know she is extremely excited about it. Probably more than she should be, but that's okay. So what did we do on the homestead this week? Well, what did we do on the homestead this week? We moved pigs. We moved them from the one spot where the garden's going to be, and we flipped them over, and they are in some good thicket. They are ready. The funny thing is, okay, y'all, we've got 21 acres plus, okay? It depends on which pins you look at is on how much land that we have. And a lot of you guys know this, but when we first purchased this property, everything was overrun. And so we've been spending the last 6 years clearing areas and getting things to where we can start to homestead it correctly. I mean, like the first year and a half was just literally just observation to find out, when it rains like this, where's the water going to go? What's it going to do? That's part of permaculture. And so we've been slowly clearing things out. Well, we put these 2 pigs in this one little area, And they found 2 more persimmon trees I didn't know we had. So, super excited about those persimmon trees. So, once they clear it out, and McMurray, you're in here, so maybe you can help me with this. I think I am going to put around those persimmon trees, I think I'm going to put some more, maybe like another chicken coop right there. Put them around there, so then that way the chickens can also get the persimmons. Because I'm not going to, these are massive persimmon trees. I'm not cutting them down. We can, those persimmons can feed so many critters. Yeah, wild persimmons. That makes like the 3rd or 4th one that I have found on the outskirts of my one property line back there. I think we accidentally cut down one because we didn't know what it was. But now that I'm looking at the one where, because it was so far back in there, a whole bunch of thicket, nothing could get to it. So the persimmons were all just, well, they're not there now, but they were all over the ground. And so I got to looking in a line, and it looks like they may have planted a half a dozen persimmon trees to mark the property line. And because we found that one, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but we did that Facebook Live asking what this tree was, because they don't get big like the persimmons that I'm used to, and that's not the size, but they're like, normally you can get a persimmon that'd be like that. They're kind of like that. And this, the one that was behind the old chicken coop, boom, it was a blue. Then this one that the pigs found was yellow, and so I'm kind of excited about that. So that made us have to rethink what we're going to do, because I was going to plant nut trees, because we got the fruit orchard that goes up there, and then we was going to hook and come down the property line, and I was going to put some more pecans, some Chinese chestnuts, regular chestnuts, walnuts. Chickens will clean out that whole area. Yeah. And so once the pigs get, y'all, I've been messing with pigs for, I don't know what, Robin. We've been messing with pigs, what now? Almost a decade. And I still just get super excited about how much of a clearing monster they are. They eat poison ivy. They eat ivy. They kudzu. They just root. The wonderful thing about it is that they'll root it up, eat the roots and everything, so it's not growing back. And for anybody that's been here, that visited the homestead, you know that we have an ivy issue. I think somebody planted it as a ground cover in some areas, and then as time went on, they just didn't keep it in check, and so now I got ivy everywhere. And we did, I'll be honest, we did everything with that ivy. We lit it on fire. We sprayed it. We did everything, but it kept coming back. It wasn't until we put the pigs on them that they were gone. They were gone, and it hasn't come back. That spot where we put those American guinea hogs on, the ivy still hasn't come back yet. And so I'm super excited about that. And then Terry Wayne Cooley just subscribed. Hello, Mr. Terry. So we moved the pigs and got them over into the area and found the new persimmon trees. Why don't I eat kudzu? Because I'm not really hard up yet. I know you can take and you can make kudzu chips, and then you can take the root and make like a mashed potatoes and stuff with that. And I would be okay with it. Robin would not. I don't think Robin's not that adventurous yet. So that's that. Uh-oh. Robin is out eating right now, y'all, with her Aunt Cindy and that whole clan. They're from Louisiana. They're LSU Tiger fans, so you know they're real happy. But let's see. After we moved the pigs, we finally got what's up, Pete's Little Homestead? We finally got the new pig pen made for our breeders. Now, this was a project of love. It really was. And what I mean by it was a project of love. Y'all know, Blaze is 20 years old. And we agreed to let him stay here on the homestead as long as he does a few things. One, he purchased a small outbuilding that he has turned into a tiny house that eventually will remain here when he goes to leave. That is his financial part of, I call it rent, but he basically pays for that building. And then to pay us for his insurance, the electric bill, blah, 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 we give him a certain task to accomplish each week. These are not over-the-top tasks, but to a 20-year-old boy who wants to go out and party all the time, you would think we were asking him to move Everest. Well, love you, baby. Mwah. And so this project, this pig pen project, from start to finish, should have taken about 3 weeks, maybe a month. He started it on our anniversary weekend. He's not really officially done yet. But we did move Princess Leia, into the pig pen because the piglets were just being a little bit too much for her. And so we're getting ready to move the other female pig. I don't know what her name is. That's a Carol Ladessa thing. I don't name the animals. I call it a pig. I call it a chicken. But my girls love them to death. They never throw a fit when we're going to butcher anything. They never get upset. They know that they're going to eat these animals. But for some reason, they have to have a name. And they know. Like, look, I'm a dude. All right? This Rhode Island Red and this Rhode Island Red, they look almost the same to me. Okay? I don't see a lot of differences. Now, I know the folks at McMurray could probably tell them apart and name them and tell them apart. But that's just not me. But my girls name every single chicken. And they can tell them apart. And I don't know how they do it. Because, I guess I just don't focus in on that much detail of a chicken. But they do. And so we've got names like Leroy Jenkins, Felicia, Aunt Jemima, Sally. They just give these chickens names, and they'll call them by name. And then I'm like, that chicken, what's that chicken's name? Go get Leroy or whatever his name is. And then they get upset with me because I don't remember their names. But they name everything here. So it is what it is. But I forget where I was going with that. That's probably why I don't remember chickens' names all that well. It's because my memory. Because it's not important to me to lock it into the thing. Leroy Jenkins. But the other pig, going into the pig pen. So I was gonna move her today, but it's been rainy and nasty because I want to film us moving her into that pen. Now, if you guys follow us on Instagram at all, maybe like 2 weeks ago, Dessa did one of those TikTok song things. I don't know. But she did that, the one from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and she kind of spun around and kind of gave you guys a brief glimpse of the pig pen. He names all his chickens Fred. See, I could do that. I could get down and name every single chicken Fred. I could do that. See, me and Tom could get along. Because I would be like, that's Fred. Or Leroy. I'd name them all Leroy Jenkins. That's what I would name them all. But, so that's going to... What's up, Goldshaw Farm? What's up, Morgan? Let's see. And so, we put Leia in the pen. Now, Leia and the other pig, don't know her name. I know she's got one. Let's just call her Felicia. Okay? Leia and Felicia are our breeders. And the boy's name is Han Solo. So it may be Leia and Rey. I don't know. I also want to say maybe it was Katniss. I don't know. Anyway. The boy's name was Han Solo. One of the pigs is Leia. And the other one is just for tonight, Felicia. So, remember when Robin and I were talking about in our reveal video, and we talked about we have to be intentional with everything. So we have to be intentional with our breeding. And we're going to go into more detail in that with the pig breeding in that video about how we're doing it. But that's why we're separating those three pigs. Now we will let these pigs grow up until I think we'll get rid of Leia and Felicia probably after 3 or 4 rounds. And then they will go into the freezer. And what we'll do is we will keep 2 sows from one of the last or next to the last litter. And we'll start to raise them up. Then we will go trade Han with a friend or the neighbor friend of ours if he has any more Berkshires, or we'll put it out on the wire that we're looking to trade boar for boar. And usually folks will do that because they want to keep a good, decent bloodline also. And it's just a whoop. You just, one of them will bring or will deliver or he'll deliver. And you just do a swap. He unloads his boar. We load up Han. And fist bump going about the way. And then, and that's how we're going to keep our bloodline clean. So we'll always have some of the bloodline from our original 3 here because we will always keep sows. And it's a really good bloodline. Every piglet that's come out, have all been really nicely shaped. And they put on weight well, and they put it on proportionally. And so really looking forward to that. And what's April Hill knowing? But and so one of the things that the great thing, you know what? Another great thing about pigs is when you're 20 years old and you're mad because you have to build a pig pen to pay your rent, and you cut corners. Yeah, pigs will tell you where you cut. I don't even have to go out there and look. I just sit over here on the other side of the pond, drinking my coffee in the morning, and be like, you didn't do what you were supposed to do right there in that spot. Yeah, I did. Well, then tell me why my pig's over here. Go get my pig. Go fix it the way it's supposed to be. And so, I don't know. Just like chickens. Chickens will tell on you too. Okay? All you kids out there that are watching me bump my gums tonight with your mom and pops, and they're asking you to help construct things, don't cut corners. These animals will tell on you because they don't care. They'll tell on you. So I'm half tempted to hold some type of a contest / giveaway to see what chickens Robin chooses to get first. See, we need more egg layers on the property. And to me, and Murray McMurray was super, they're very supportive, y'all. Now, they have been over the top supportive. I mean, we've had an hour or so conversation with them about our project, and they have been over the top supportive. So when we were talking with them, they kind of asked us what our goals were, what were the things that we liked, some of the things we didn't, what was important, what's not important. And then they sent us a list of hens that they felt fits our projects the best. And see, somebody already put Leghorns on there. Yeah, Paul, Leghorns were on the list, but they weren't high up on the list because they knew Murray McMurray is like, well, kind of need to get them more of a dual purpose type of a heavy layer, so that way when it's time to go kaput, that chicken can then become fajitas in a slow cooker. So the link, the information is there, going across the ticker across the bottom for Murray McMurray. Y'all, it's about time. They start hatching in February. It'll be their first hatch out. Are you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Murray McMurray, you guys are either already taking orders or you're getting ready to start taking orders. I think you guys are already taking orders for the first hatching. So, guys, it's time to get chickens. Murray McMurray is the place to go. They have been nothing but super supportive and extremely helpful with us, and we are beyond ecstatic, happy with the level of customer service and information that we've been getting from them. And you guys know we're no stranger to chickens, but there was something that Robin learned when she was going messaging back and forth with the lady from Murray McMurray, and that she just got all kinds of excited about, and I can't remember what it was for the life of me. But it was something we didn't know. But now Robin knows. They're taking orders now. All right. Where is Murray McMurray based out of? Iowa, I think. Iowa. Yeah, Iowa. Iowa, right? Their website is addictive. Yes, you will need a 12-step program for Murray McMurray. They are taking orders now. So after running around this week, chasing pigs. We had to make another deal with Hayman. We got 3 more round bales of hay. And Daisy's bag is starting to fill up. But Calf Pal's, I think Calf Pal's probably going to be tossing her calf within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we will be... I didn't want to milk Calf Pal, but because I really... and I don't know why I don't know why my brain was working this way, but I really thought Daisy would be the first one bred, and I don't know why I was thinking that. And, but it looked like, and it makes sense, it looks like Calf Pal was bred, then Daisy was bred. Delma, what's up, G Trapper? Delma, I'm a little worried about Delma. That was another thing. The Butcher, Baker, and Quizno Maker are coming back to visit this week, and I'm going to have them help me round up Delma and get her in the chute. There's just, when you walk around and you look at your animals, you look at your livestock, and something's just not sitting right with you, with one of your critters. Well, that's the way I am with Delma right now. To me, Delma seems like she's got the, when it comes to cows, one of the signs of a cow being sick or not right is her ears will be droopy. She will keep her ears down, kind of like, it's like kind of like a sad face. When we're not feeling good, we're not all chipper, and so her ears were kind of droopy the other day, and she did make a cough, but it could have been from her eating some hay too fast. But there's no runny nose, there's no drippy from the eyes or anything like that. But to me, with her ears being droopy, and to me it seems like she's losing weight. So I want to get her in the chute. I want to pull down that eyelid. I want to look at the gums to see if she's showing any signs of being anemic, being wormy. If she is, we'll pour some dewormer on her real quick, and just to give it a go. But her bags is still up there nice and tight. So if she is bred, she's nowhere near as far along as the other 2. So I'm also kind of wondering if this Longhorn bull that we got is really doing his job. Because I'm wondering if you do the math with the way that there's the 2 Calf Pal and Daisy, the way their bags are filling up, he may not have been on property. So that means Ferdinand, I think it's Ferdinand. It's either Ferdinand or Angus. One of them wanted to remain a bull and broke the bands. He may be fertile. He may be okay. That band may have fell off before it could cut really any blood circulation off. Or Blaze told a story and he didn't ban him at all. Oh. Wanderlust anniversary is on Tuesday. 31 years. All right. Y'all go over to the Wanderlust homesteading channel and pick a video and just tell them happy anniversary. 31 years. That's awesome. Now, Wanderlust just moved. They moved from Washington State, and they are starting from the ground up. I know he just got done pouring his basement footers, and I think he got the floor done too. Haven't been able to chat with him in a while, but he's building his own house. And he's older than me. A lot older than me. I'm just playing. He's only a few years older than me, I think. But again, remember, he's the construction guru. So he's going to be able to build his own house without any problems. If he just had more time, it'd probably already be done. But that's cool. So y'all go over there and wish them a happy anniversary on Tuesday. So yeah, Freckles, I don't know. We're gonna find out when the calves come out, who did the job. They come out looking like Ferdinand, which, to be honest, y'all, I'd be okay with that. And because he is, the floor is done. Because he's got more Angus to him than dairy, because he's an Angus dairy cross, and so I'd be all right with that. Now we've got a steer back there named Angus that Single Dad Homestead is going to get half of, and he's going to help me set up the. He's going to help us get off of natural gas and go to propane, because our natural gas bill, it may run $50 to $75 just for the gas, but we're paying almost $150 just in fees, it seems like. And Robin would be here saying, no, it's not that much. But you know what? To me, it's that much. I don't know exactly how much it is, but I know the fees are starting to climb and starting to get a little bit out of control, in my opinion. And so Chris is bringing some stuff down, a tankless water heater, and some copper line, and Lost Dude said they had a cattle pneumonia outbreak that had no symptoms. Look, we're creating superbugs out there. Not we as in homesteaders, but we as in a society, that we're creating these superbugs. This food system and everything, y'all, it's broken. This is not the way that God intended us to live. This is not the food that God intended us to eat. It's unhealthy. And when you start pushing antibiotics and growth hormones and all this other stuff into the food supply, into the meat, well, you know what? Just like how you can cross, a Yorkshire and a Berkshire and a Hampshire, and you can get a different breed of pig. And how we breed things to be able to get the best qualities that we want, like the broilers. The broilers are bred to this and this one, and then they're back bred to this, and then they're bred to this, and da-da-da-da-da, until they get that the traits. My brain just shut down for a second. The traits that we want. The bugs, the bad bacteria and stuff like that, they're basically doing the same thing. They're evolving to be antibiotic resistant, and they're mutating to that the normal antibiotics don't do it anymore. And so now we're creating these bugs and these viruses and this stuff that we're not used to. We don't know anything about. And cow, Lost Dude said the cow costs one time and go back out there and he's dead. That's not what the Lord intended us. And look, it's not climate change and it's not cow farts, okay? It's what we're doing. It's when you put 5,000 cows in a CAFO and you give them a little bit more room than this office, and they've got manure, mud, and muck up to their bellies, and you are feeding. Tell me, baby, how sexy is your daddy? Anyway, and we're doing all of this stuff to our food, and we're feeding dead cows to cows and chicken manure to cows, and we're just pouring molasses over it. How are we not? Why are we like? How is this meat unhealthy? How is the E. coli and the salmonella outbreak? How is more and more food? And it's like, hello, come on. It's like common sense has gone out the window, y'all. And that's why there is this movement in the homesteading genre. This is why there's this movement for people to get off of the broken food system. Because you know what? I have not one time had to recall my broccoli. Not one time I had to recall some cabbage. Now, after Robin ate the cabbage, I was wishing it had been recalled because her GI tract does not do good on cabbage. I'm just going to leave it at that. And, not one time have we had to the chicken that we butchered, we had to throw it away because it was just nasty. Broussard Homestead said, you can buy alcohol and tobacco, but you cannot buy raw milk. That's absolutely true. Now, my state here in Georgia, they have lightened up on the rules a little bit. But of course, some of our agricultural laws, I honestly wonder if either Pee Wee Herman or Charlie Brown or Bart Simpson wrote these laws. For me to sell eggs, I have to take an egg candling class. The egg candling class is free. Went to said egg candling class. Ooh. Got into the class. I had to drive 2.5 hours to go to said class. It was a 1-day class. I had to drive 2.5 hours to get there. All day class. So I had to wake up like 3, 4 in the morning, drive down there, boom, started taking the class. And for the first 45 minutes in the class, they was talking about how you boil an egg. And it would have went on longer, but I politely raised my hand and said, y'all, I had to drive 2.5 hours to take this class. I learned how to boil an egg when I was 11. Can we focus on what we're supposed to be here for? Or can I just get my certificate and go? Because I already know how to boil an egg. But the law in Georgia when it came to raw milk, you used to have to dye it and put a sticker on the container. Well, now you don't have to dye it anymore. I still have to buy a license that's like $120 to sell raw milk to somebody, and I still have to spend another like $80 to get these stickers that you put on the container that says for pet consumption only. But then I'm not responsible for what said person does when they go home with the raw milk. Now, hypothetically, I had our quarterback from high school. He's an attorney now. He said, dude, that's the best thing ever for you. Pay it. And I'm like, how is that the best thing ever for me? He said, because that sticker, now if they consume that milk and for some reason they get sick, whether it's from your milk or not, you are now protected, because if they consume that milk and try to come after you, you told them and the stickers on the container that it is for pet consumption only, and you're legally cannot be held responsible. And I was like, well, okay. Still don't like it. But my kids, my girls have been drinking raw milk since we got our first cow. And my wife calls me and my girls mutants. She said, you and your mutant children. And I was like, well, why are we mutants? She said, well, you guys heal fast. You hardly ever get sick, blah, blah, blah. And with the girls, it's true. We don't know they are sick until you go to hug them goodnight and you touch them, and then you feel that they got a little bit of a fever. If my girls start talking to raptors, you know it's a major bug. Major bug. You better get out the lemon and all of the other citrus essential oils and start wiping down doorknobs and start cleaning the house. You better start diffusing On Guard and basil and all this other stuff just to kill whatever it is, because if them two are blowing chunks, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And that's because your health starts in your gut. Starts in your gut. That's because y'all brought Ebola. We weren't prepared for Ebola. We're prepared for Ebola now. So, I encourage every one of y'all. If you don't have chickens, McMurray is taking orders now. Call them. Get yourself some chickens. Just get 3 or 4 hens. Get yourself 3 or 4 hens and start slowly supplementing your diet with your eggs. Because you don't have to have a rooster to get eggs. You got to have a rooster to have that egg fertile. But the only reason why you'd want a fertile egg is if you're going to stick it in an incubator. And look, in some HOAs, you're allowed to have a couple of hens. They let you, because it's a thing now. People are keeping them as pets. Keeping them as pets. You got a little bit more acreage. Look, the Irish call the pig the gentleman who pays the rent. I think every homestead should have pigs, because they do so. Them and chickens are like the only ones that really work for their supper. Okay, they will clear out an area and fertilize it. And look, you got a problem with kudzu or just plain old ivy, poison ivy, put your pigs on it and it'll be gone. You ain't got to worry about it. Run your chickens and chicken tractors over your garden. Like right about now is the time to start getting them on the garden, when you got a lot of the sheep sorrel and stuff. Especially here, you got a lot of sheep sorrel and some of the early spring, late winter grasses, weeds that are coming up. You run your chickens over your garden area. They'll scratch it up. They'll put the nitrogen. Look, chickens don't pee, y'all. I don't know if you didn't know this. So the nitrogen is in their poo-poo. So that's how you get, and that's why it's a hot poo-poo, is because birds don't pee. So that's how they get rid of. That's how they get rid of the basically their pee-pees and their poo-poo. That's the most family-friendly way I can put it. And so that's why they're so high. That's why it's high in nitrogen. But if you get it out there now, by the time it's ready to plant, depending on where you are, for us, end of March, April, you don't have to worry about it burning anything. We are itching what little bit of chicken tractors that we have going right now. We're itching them towards the big garden, where it's going to be nothing but sunflowers for Robin and the chickens later on. So definitely, if nothing else, get yourself 10 chickens, 10, 12, 30 chickens. Get yourself 1,000 chickens. It's not going to hurt. 1,000 chickens will not hurt. I'm just playing. McMurray's like, yeah, 1,000 chickens ain't gonna hurt nobody. But Get yourself as many chickens as you can handle for your space, you know? And why chickens don't pee. Yeah. We need to talk about that on your podcast. You just need to let us come back on your podcast. We had so much fun on y'all's podcast. Y'all, if you don't, when you wake up in the morning, you should be listening to Goldshaw Farm. You should be listening to his podcast, because when we found it, I'll be honest with you, we didn't really know about it that much until the HOA. We heard, you heard about Morgan and Goldshaw, you heard about it, but I didn't really know what everybody was talking about. And so when he interviewed us, we were able to get the link, and we found his podcast. Now, that's how we start our morning, is with him and his podcast. There's a lot of information that comes out in this podcast. They're entertaining. They are good to go. These definitely the podcast to listen to. You're waking up in the morning with your cup of coffee, and you're over there sitting by your wood burning stove. That's what we do. We wake up with Morgan. I know that did not just sound right, but we wake up and listen to Morgan's podcast. There. So I told you the pinching is not here. No filter. Let's see. We got a few minutes. What all is coming down the pipe in the future? Well, January is almost to a close. We got about 13 days, 12 days left in January. Yeah, 12 days left in January. Because January has 30, right? No, January is 31, so we got 13 days left in January. How many of y'all do that? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Does anybody was taught that in school? Please tell me y'all were taught that in school. Because on the top of the knuckle is 31 days. January, February. In between the knuckles is basically 30, or in February's standpoint, 28. But this year's a leap year, y'all, right? So 29. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I think my second or third grade teacher taught us that, and it has stuck with me. I know a lot of y'all do that song, 30 days has November, whatever. But I could never remember that song. This stuck with me like glue. And I've been, every time I do still use it. Every time I'm still thinking about how many days are in a month, I start counting. Because how many days, trying to memorize how many days in a month is just not that important to me. Not when I got it on my hands. So, let's see. You got February coming up, Valentine's Day. Guys, you want to win your woman's heart? Buy her some chickens. That's what I'm doing. I will be the king of this castle. Robin's going to get some chickens for Valentine's Day. McMurray. That's how you win. That's how you win your woman's heart. Especially if she's a homesteading wife, girlfriend. Look, they don't want flowers. They want plants, seeds, or chickens. Go with chickens. March, you got my birthday. In March. I am size AR-15 for anybody that wants to know. March 3rd, size AR-15. April, what about a goat? Yeah, I guess you could get them a goat, but chickens are a lot easier. You can get ducks. McMurray has ducks. Get the ducks. Yeah, you're right, Lost Dude. She probably wants turkeys again. I don't know. With Robin, is if it's got feathers, I'm golden. You know, before we started this lifestyle, anytime I made a mistake or I said something stupid, which in the very beginning of our marriage, y'all, was a lot. I said a lot of stupid things. Like, for example, the one I'll never forget because I couldn't. You know when you're getting ready to say something stupid, but the words still shoot out of your mouth and you can't grab them and bring them back fast enough? I had that moment, and that moment has stuck with me for the rest of my life. I come home bow hunting. I come home from bow hunting. It was bow season. I already had one deer in the freezer, and Robin was like, "Yo," with Carol. I mean, like, you used to be able to put my drink on top of her belly, and then anytime Carol would kick, you'd watch the glass move. To me, that was primetime entertainment. Robin, not so much. But I still don't know why. I still don't know why that bothered her that I put the cup on her belly to watch Carol, to try to get Carol to kick it and flip it. Because if you put an empty cup on her belly and then you would push in, Carol would fight back and she'd like jab it. But she would make the solo cup do a flip. I would laugh till I almost pee myself. Robin, not so much. To this day, I don't understand why that was not funny to her. But anyway, that wasn't what it was. I came home from bow hunting, and she was in that nesting phase. Why do they call it nesting? But she was in this nesting phase where she was like cleaning everything. And she cooked one of the deer roasts. And she had it in the oven, and it smelled so good. It was so good. It was so good. And I didn't get one that evening. And I came home and I opened up the door and the aroma of the deer roast in the oven just came over me like a warm fuzzy blanket. And the house was super clean. You know, it was like got the Mr. Clean sparkle clean. And I went in and put my bow up, and I came out, and I was telling myself, you gotta let her know that you appreciate it. You got to let her know, you know, that you think that this is wonderful. And so I was primed, I was ready, I was going to be a good husband, and I was going to praise my wife for the job that she done. And I had it all up here. I had it planned out how it was going to go, and I knew what I was going to say, and I was going to say it, and she was going to give me a kiss, and then she was going to finish me a big old plate of that deer roast. And I was going to sit there and eat it up. And I was going to go to bed fat and happy. That's how it went up here. So, I walk up to my beautiful Prego wife. What do I say? I walk up and I put my arms around her. And I don't know why this came out of my mouth. To this day, I'm still telling myself that's not what we rehearsed. Walked up to her and I said, honey, thank you for being what a wife is supposed to be. Or doing, no, that's not what I said. I said, thank you for doing what a wife is supposed to do. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, no, that's not what I rehearsed. That's not what I rehearsed. And I was like, that's not what I meant to say. I did. And I started backpedaling. And she's like, I love you. I know what you meant to say. And it's okay. But between you and me, it wasn't okay because my slice of that deer roast probably wasn't like that big. I didn't get a big fat slice. I got a little tiny skinny slice. So, and so and to this day I've never really lived it down. That's how I know it's not okay, because I'll come in and be like, oh, what's that smell, honey? That's so good. And she's like, oh, am I doing what a wife is supposed to do? That was like 13 years ago. 14 years ago. Let's be like Frozen and let it go. But no, that one gets thrown in my face all the time. So, all right, y'all. Well, we've been on here for about an hour, and I did it. Woo! All by myself. I did it. Y'all, I get to go pick up my bride tomorrow. She flies back home tomorrow. I am so happy to see her. And I've been missing her so bad. And I know the kids miss her because when mom is away, the drill instructor gets to play. No. We have been cleaning the house for her all weekend. We fumigated the house for her because I really didn't want to do it in the springtime, so I went ahead and did it now. And and so we have washed. We've put every single article of clothing. We've ran it through the washing machine, ran it through the dryer, and we've vacuumed the ceilings, vacuumed the walls, scrubbed the baseboards, the door jambs, rearranged the room, our bedroom a little bit. I polished and used furniture polish on her dresser, my dresser. Made the girls clean their room, and we did the living room and the dining room. Big thing. You know what happened to us, y'all? I found mold in my kitchen. Well, I don't know how. But that new Livestock paneling that we got, that we installed, you remember the pictures that we showed you guys? Well, in this one section, it started bowing up. The board started warping. And I'm like, well, what the crap? And we pulled it up, and there's a wet line that starts at about the middle of the kitchen and went straight to the other wall. We started checking water lines. Have no idea what it is, but we cut out all of that floorboard, and it's getting replaced right now as we speak. That's what Blaze is doing, and we went and got another box of that Livestock panel, and I got to contact the company and say, hey. Hey, your board warped and it wasn't supposed to. So, I don't know about that. But, so, I was going to try and extend that floor all the way through the dining room this weekend while she was gone. But when we got to looking at it and we found that warp board, we started pulling stuff up. So, that's been a major that hopefully that will be done before Mom gets home. Because I really don't want Mama to see that. And so y'all pray for me on that one. Guys, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me tonight. And not making me feel all by myself. And it was great. A little bit of relaxation from having to clean the house. I thank you guys so much. And you guys have loved on Robin, you guys, since we announced of the passing of her grandmother. And I want you guys to know that I really, 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 really appreciate that. This was very hard on Robin. No, not yet. Okay. Dinner is ready, y'all. Dinner's ready. This is the first hot meal that we've really been eating because we've been living off of MREs too, y'all. But that's for another video. And so thank you guys so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Words can't express how much that means to me. Because there are times that my wife will say to me, "You say that because you're obligated because we're married," and so it feels great when y'all come in and have my six and show her some love like that. So from the bottom of my heart, y'all, I appreciate it. Don't forget to go check out every one of the Big Bear Homestead sponsors: McMurray Hatchery, LogOx, Baker Creek, Premier One. Even though I don't think Premier One is one anymore, but go check Premier One out too. And you guys, thank you so much. Go check them out. You guys, check out our mods. For those that have channels, Mimsies, Cattywampus, Wanderlust, Two Family, and for those ones that put out the content on their channels, y'all, thank you so very much. I couldn't do this without them. So go give them some love also. And from Robin and I got to do this whole thing by myself tonight. From Robin and I, we want to remind you to plant smiles, grow giggles, and harvest the love. Be kind to one another. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Keep stuff out of that landfill. Good night, y'all. Thank you. God bless. We love you.